My name is Frederick Leonard. I'm an actor, movie producer. When I find a script that is very interesting and a story that I feel that the world should connect to, that carries a lot of lessons as well. So at that point, I wear my producing hat, but most times I'm wearing the acting hat, because I just like the fact that I am able to convey the emotions of the character that I play and translate it to pictures. "16, 17 years ago, like every other young person who had a big dream, at the time, I'm not quite sure stardom was what I was gunning for. I think what I was gunning for was just to be part of an industry that was so beautiful, that is still very beautiful, and to add my quota and put my name, and leave my name on the sands of time. Still the regular Frederick Leonard, who is quite relatable with everyone, because I'm just in this business to tell stories. I'm just here to change lives through storytelling. I'm just here to ensure that people get entertained as much as they get informed. So yeah. Yeah, the journey, like every other endeavor, you understand what I'm saying? So it can be smooth. If it is smooth, then it becomes too good to be true, then it's not genuine. I think we should tell our stories more. A lot of people across the world is waiting to hear our story as Africans. A lot of people want to know what we're about, our individuality, and how best, what other way do we get the world to know us better than they do, if not by telling our stories? Not what you find when they do a documentary on Africa. We don't all live in huts and ghettos and wooden houses and uncompleted buildings. There are some areas in Asokoro, Abuja, Nigeria, that is finer than places in Beverly Hills. So I think that across board is important that they also see the beautiful part of Accra, the beautiful part of Nigeria, Abidjan. Tell our stories more as Africans and inform the world correctly. It's important. Oh, what comes to mind is undiluted African entertainment. Or the fact that I can change lives, like I said before, through storytelling. The fact that, I have a lot of people who look up to me and who believe in what I represent. So you see why I have to be careful how I live my life. You see why I have to be careful the kind of stories that I tell, because someone might just believe it too much and then adopt that lifestyle and adapt to it at the same time and almost become the character that I represent. So it is quite important that as much as I entertain my audience, I also inform them correctly. Like I said, not when Nollywood started, it was such a beautiful industry, and it is still a beautiful industry, and I just wanted to be part of history. We're doing pretty well. The quality of the movies that we put in cinemas is beginning to improve. And you want to thank the very demanding, ever demanding audience for it. Now you have cable, you have internet, you have social media. When Nollywood was birthed about 27, 28 years ago, we didn't have all that. So we didn't have that unfair comparison with content coming from Europe and the USA. But right now, a lot of people have internet and satellite, and they're wondering, okay, why can we not make movies? But they also forget that industries are older than Nigeria as a country. So I think that they should be patient. But however, their constant demand for quality somehow have kicked us in the butt, to do better, to improve on the work that we put out. So in 5 years, I see Nollywood being globally accepted, just like Hollywood. The word best is, it's tough. It's tough. The work we do, the work we do is just, is continuous. It keeps revolving. You cannot say, okay, this is my best work. No, but I know I have been in movies like Void. I have been in movies like Accident. I've been in movies like Tell On My Heart, In Every Way. A couple of wonderful productions that I am proud to have been part of. Grey, currently there are a couple of movies that have hit cinemas that are really nice. King of Boys is really nice. Living in Bondage, Breaking Free, the sequel, directed by Ramsey Noah, is really, really nice. A couple of movies, La Femme and Jola by Mildred Oko is coming 2020. So, things are looking good. Late Uncle Justice Esiri, he's late now, but I looked up to him a whole lot coming into the business, and his works are still there, so I still look up to him. He was such an actor. The man was such an actor. He was so versatile. Versatility for an actor is very, very important. The reason it is important is because you are always called upon to become different people at different times. So you cannot bring your real life personality and impose on the character that you're playing by force, whether the audience likes it or not. Then it means you don't have an in-depth knowledge of the job that you're doing, because you are paid to be different people at different times. And late Uncle Justice Esiri was one actor that understood that. Today he's playing a king and he's so believable. The next day he's playing a local teacher in a village whose salary is a paltry sum. And you can see how he breaks himself down and just goes there. So I looked up to him a whole lot. People like that are the reason that I became an actor. Oh, I don't have preferences as an actor. I don't have preferences. I don't say, oh, these are the kind of roles I like to play. No, I don't have preferences. As long as the story in its entirety is very good, and people would love it and connect with it, and it can help reform our society, I'm good to go. An actor is like an open wound, and an actor is like a tool that you should be able to use whichever way you want. So an actor shouldn't really, I don't think an actor has a right to say, these are my preferences, because you're supposed to be like a messenger, of the craft. So you're supposed to avail yourself, to tell stories. As long as you believe in the story, the characters that are in the story, are hoping that you bring them to life. I think unforgettable moments for me have been with my fans. Their love and appreciation. When they meet me at the airport across the world. How they choose to remember most of the stories. You see what I keep saying about stories, because these fans, they remember the story and what the stories, mean to them. I have saved a couple of lives, or should I say God have used me to save a couple of lives through stories that I have told. A lot of people have seen my movies and they stopped taking drugs. A lot of people have seen my movies and they stopped beating their wives up. A lot of people have seen my movies and they were at the verge of attempting suicide and they stopped, because, when you look at most of the movies that I do, you see that there's always a silver lining at the end. So I think the appreciation of my work by my fans happen to be my greatest moments for now. I think I've worked with pretty much almost everyone. I think I have worked with pretty much almost everyone, but it'll be nice to make a movie with Ramsey Noah. Currently, I say Mildred Oko, because she has threatened to play me outside my comfort zone. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, Hoping that in the new year we get to do something. And I respect her views on what the art should be. What the art form should be. She believes that there is a lot more deposits in me that haven't been tapped, and she wants to go that far with me. She wants to play me like you all have never seen me before. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm currently working on my next personal production. My team and I were doing castings and structuring out the marketing formula for it to ensure that the world gets to see it. Well, what I have come to understand is it's a director's film, and every director is different. Just like we're all different, our perception to life is different. So their understanding of a story and how they want it told and how they want the audience to see and accept it is equally different. And you must, especially if it's a director that you trust, you must allow room for that to happen. So I have also learned submission, working with directors on film sets, submitting to their understanding of the story and what the audience should see. Director, cast list, strength of the story, writer's perspective, production value, and distribution plan. Very important for me. Those I consider a lot before I get on a project. Whew, that's a tough one. What character have I played? Of course, my audience will tell you, oh, that character looks like Frederick. That's because I try so much to be believable. I don't think I have played a character. I don't think the audience have seen me. I don't think I have played a character that is... Nah, I don't think. I know me. So I don't think I have played a character that is close to who I am yet. Hopefully to do so soon, but not yet. Do I have a dream role? I just played Jesus recently by OJ Productions, directed by Tichiri Chikere. It's hitting cinemas 2020, Easter 2020. I have just played the Son of God. I don't think there is... What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah. Exactly. Playing the Son of God, Jesus, in the movie starring myself, Sam Dede, Yukiri Anunobi, Ajete Anang of Ghana, Zach Orji, is the most difficult thing I have done as an actor in my entire life. Because I'm playing the Son of God, I'm playing a man who everyone already knows. So I can't actually even put my own spin to the interpretation, because they know him and they know what he stands for, and then the lines had to be verbatim. So there was no room for ad-libs. I had to take the lines word for word, because off the top of our heads, as the children of God, we know what he said, during his 3 years of ministration while he was here. His ministration started at 30, and then those who didn't believe in what he stood for killed him at 33. So playing Jesus Christ in our Jesus story is downright the most difficult thing I have. It's downright the most difficult thing I have done in my entire life. It was difficult. I mean, anyone listening to me right now will understand why it was difficult. It was difficult. I think the fun roles are when I'm doing comedy and jumping around and I'm fooling around on set. I think those are the fun moments on set, But I rarely do those. for some reason, the filmmakers in Nollywood, prefer to play me as a villain or, as a character that is really, really, really deep. So I rarely have the opportunity to fool around. I take my job seriously. I understand the story. I go for stories. I don't go for lines. I understand the story that the writer and the director is trying to tell. And I also understand that there are a few things that the writer wanted to write that is not quite in the script, and I try to infuse it. And I also ask myself when I get a script, what happened before scene one? Very important. What happened before scene one, right? So I believe a whole lot in backstory. Those are a few of my scripts. I cannot tell you everything, nah. Forest Whitaker from Hollywood. He's one of the best actors alive. And that is because I just want to learn so much from that man. That man is a total example of versatility. I think that he's an Academy Award winner, but I think that he's very underrated. I think that the media isn't giving him as much attention as he should get. I don't know why, but that's the media for you. They like to celebrate what they want to celebrate. But I think Forest Whitaker is one of the best actors in the world. Leonardo DiCaprio, Sir Anthony Hopkins, these are men who understand role interpretation. And any day, anytime, it would be a dream come true, to be in the same room with any of them, to talk about this art. Currently, to be living in bondage. Good story, good directing, beautiful sound score, great lighting, good sound. A movie well done, yeah. If I couldn't act, I would have been a pilot. And if I couldn't be a pilot, I would have gone into buying and selling. I like business. I like the fact that I can give you this and you give me money. I just like the act of trading. Maybe because I'm Igbo, so yeah, Oftentimes they ask me this question and my response is always a bit complicated because, I just have to tell it the way it is. I start by saying there's something called wasted years. Wasted years is you thinking that you were born to be a pilot while you're actually born to be a musician, and then you go to aviation school and get into the aviation industry and then waste about 20 years of your life. So to answer that question, the first is you have to discover yourself and be sure that you have this talent. You have to, look, a bad actor knows they are bad, and a very good actor knows they are good. There's a difference between being gifted with something and being desirous of something. Of course, you can be desirous. Like, for example, I still desire to fly a plane, but I know I'm not gifted in that area, but it's a desire. So why would I now want to go into the aviation sector and then waste half of my lifetime? Okay, so as much as you desire to be in this business, please, tell yourself the truth if you're gifted. And how do you know if you're gifted? Some of the best hands will begin to call you. Some of the best hands will begin to hire you. Okay, so let me go back to the top. Be sure you're gifted, then find God. He's the giver of the skill sets that you need to practice in this business. He is the one who grants you grace and mercy to excel in all things. Find God, very important. And then be patient. Rome was not built in a day. You cannot be a star in 2, 3, 4 years. It's not possible. It takes time. It takes time. You'd have to audition for the roles. You have to get rejected. Then you have to get accepted. And then the people who accept you will put you in the movie for small parts before you begin to get the big part. You see, 3 years down. And I'm still talking. And then the movies you get involved in will have to come out. Some of them might not be as successful as you had wished. Some of them will be successful because the ones that are successful spreads out the more. People get to know you. It takes time. Now we're probably in the 6th or 7th year. So you see, for you to become a household name takes time. So if you're gifted enough, the earlier, the better. And then there's something called waiting period. Waiting period is the point where you're auditioning and going out there, showing people what you can do. While you're waiting, please keep honing your craft. I might not promise you a lot of things, but I can promise you that Nollywood will give you a chance. The big role would come. Every actor that has failed or succeeded got a chance. The ones that failed are the ones who were not prepared when the chance came and they messed it up. The ones that succeeded are the ones who were honing their craft, practicing every day, and when the chance came, they took it. The quickest way for you to become a star is not through the producers and the directors. It is the audience who see you and are either irritated by what you do or are blessed and love you for what you do. And how will they love you for what you do? If you are fantastic at role interpretation. It's not about your nose or your lips or your height or your complexion. It's a whole lot about how they can connect with you. They might not know exactly what it is, but they just know that, I like this boss, I like this lady, I like how this person, they act. It be like saying, no be film. In English, the person makes it so believable that you forget you're seeing a movie. That's the first step at breaking through and breaking in. But how can you achieve that if you're focusing on how beautiful you are or how handsome you are? Beauty has nothing to do with this business. Some of the biggest stars in the world are not handsome and beautiful. Okay? They have come to understand that it's not a beauty contest. It's not a beauty pageant. It's a business where you're supposed to throw yourself into a character 150% and suspend the audience's reality and make them forget it's a film. Whew, do I? What do they not know? They know I'm caught between an extrovert and an introvert, so I am not one who's always out there. I love to cook because I like to eat. Then I fool around a lot in the house. They don't know that. I just like to wear boxers and run around, especially when I have loved ones around. And they'll probably never believe this, but I'm very shy. I'm extremely shy. The only time I'm not shy is when I hear action. Then I get possessed because it's a gift from above. It's a gift from heaven. But they don't know, and they'll probably argue this, but I am an extremely shy person. And then I love to love, Yeah.